What's going on YouTube? Dominic with Team Beige here with our big winner himself,
Mike Foe.
And what do you do?
I made top 8 at the Project CCG Remote Duel Regional yesterday.
And what do you play?
I played the best deck in the game, Fiendsmith Yubel.
Hell yeah! Do you have any shout outs before we launch into today's deck profile?
Yeah, I have a couple. First one, my greatest supporter, my girlfriend Abby. Love her to death. My friend James, who I met actually in remote regionals. He tops every weekend with Teambeige Dragons, but he's been instrumental to side deck theory, like tournament theory in general, and getting my competitive mindset up. Really big shout out to James Markowitz. And also shout out Ed Kim, lending me Engraver, because Engraver is stupid expensive.
As it should be.
Let's get into the profile then.
Yes, sir.
So we got standard cards, 3 Nightmare Throne. We'll do Yubel stuff first. So 3 Lotus. Nothing really changes here, right? This is your bread and butter of the deck. This gets you any Yubel. This also gets you any Yubel. Nightmare Throne is also really versatile. With if you start with any of your other starters, you send this, you send Spirit, make Yubel, you make your Phantom, so you're protected from hand traps for the whole turn.
So broken.
So then we got 2 Grave Squirmer. I've seen a lot of people cut this to 1, but I noticed yesterday especially that this is really helpful for extension because Fiendsmith is any 2 monsters, right? So you can summon Lotus, summon Squirmer, don't activate the effect of Lotus, go into all your Fiendsmith combos, and you still have Squirmer to summon back Lotus to get you into your Yubel combo.
That seems very strong.
So then we have Yubel and 2 Spirit. You'll notice something missing here. No level 11. And there's been a lot of debate on whether the 11 is possible. Trinity Yu-Gi-Oh! Posted a video the other day on no 11. You can still do all the combos with no 11. And I've been on the no 11 train for a while. I tried it last couple weeks at locals with the 11 back in and I hated it. So
he's ahead of the game, guys. He's ahead of the game.
The deck's already tight. So you really want to like maximize seeing your non-engine because that's how you beat Snake Eyes, that's how you beat all of your other random decks, and that's how you beat the mirror match. Okay, so that's all the Yubel stuff. So we'll go into the money of the deck. 3 Fiendsmith Engraver, 1 Lurie, 1 Tract. I don't really feel like I have to say any more about this. You can get away with playing 2 Engraver for the combo, but 3 is just optimal with the math. But if you only have 2 and you like, it's a budget like restriction for you, go ahead and just play 2. 3 is optimal. Okay, and then your sub engines here. So we got 3 Opening the Spirit Gates, 1 Beckoning Beast, and 1 Chaos Summoning Beast. So why I play 1 and 1 and 3 is because Droll isn't a real card until it is. Right, so this is mandatory to add. So if you get Drolled on the Dark Beckoning Beast, your turn kind of turns off if you search this. So 1 and 1, maybe if there's a ban list and stuff happens to opening, I would consider playing the Beckoning and the Beckoning at more than 1. But I got Drolled round 4 against Planets yesterday. It was a real card, and it stopped my turn. So, all right. Moving on to the bricks of the deck, I hate seeing Shavara, Escape. Now, Escape is kind of unconventional, and this is one of the 1 cards I am going to change.
Oh, interesting.
Pre-Fiendsmith, I thought this was a very good interaction, and also, you know, as the format developed, I thought, hey, I want to have the pop, and I value having the pop to kill a back row. You really want to hide your monsters away. This really doesn't help against like Evenly, Dark Ruler.
Yes.
Against Evenly Match, this came up.
Right.
I popped my guys, and I managed to have a Caesar and a Rage.
Yeah, you float into it. Yes, it's a useful Dune format Unchained plays right there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to test Chamber coming up, but I think either or is fine as player preference. You can get away with either. I just felt myself needing Chamber more yesterday, but it is what it is. So we'll get into our power spells now. Terraforming, Nightmare Pain, 1 for 1. Terraforming 1 for 1, obviously. Your field spell's broken. This gets you any card, any Lotus to start in your deck. Insane. Nightmare Pain, you have to play it. It's a brick if you don't see a dark, but I think you play enough darks. And you can even pop some of your, as you'll see in a little bit, some of your best deals to get your game started.
Hand traps?
So we'll go into hand traps now. So Bestial Baldric, Magnum Druid Swarm. I know, like, it's kind of weird to play the Bestials, but especially in a deck that you can pop Darks to search, it's really impactful. Let me explain the Baldric. I think Magna and Druis are self-explanatory. Baldric, you play over 2 Druid Swarm because this combined with another hand trap I play, Nibiru, actually has a really cool interaction. So all of your stuff is light or dark. So Baldric has that effect of when your opponent special summons in the extra deck, you contribute another light or dark, banish it. It comes up more than you think, especially if you have Nibiru or Baldric, or you see a card that I have in my side deck. Any like part of your combo with Baldric is insane because it just gives you that one extra interaction, and you're trying to play card for card in this current format. So if this puts you over in your card total, then it works out really well.
Yeah, it's more than just one piece of interaction, unlike Magnum.
Yeah, you want to play as many 2-for-1s as you can. So, like, Druis is a 2-for-1 on the field. Magna gets you to your 2-for-1s, and then Baldric is your 2-for-1.
Correct.
On the field. So standard Ash. I'm terrified of losing to Branded. Ash kind of felt mediocre all day.
Sanctifier jump scare.
But
Right.
I'm unwilling to get gimmick puppet.
Yep,
gimmick
there it
puppeted.
is.
So yeah, 3 Valor. You're playing as many hand traps as you can. Valor's just really versatile. There was a thought to play Mourner over Valor, but don't do that. That's bad. Imperm, right? It is what it is. Everyone knows Imperm. And for the kind of spice, I play 2 talents. We're in hand trap format. Everyone's jamming 15 to 18 hand traps. Talents comes up. I might actually cut it. It feels very win more, especially in a deck with 44 cards. If I can cut it down to 42, I think that might be optimal. I'm going to have to try it. But with the ban list coming up in the end of August, I think the deck is pretty much as solved as it can be. There's no more big regionals. Even remote regionals coming up till September, so for me at least, I'm schedule-wise. So I'll probably just try it, keep the deck as it is, besides the Unchained Trap. And the best card of the day, Rivalry of Warlords.
Our favorite floodgate, amen.
44th card, right? So it came up not often, but main deck Rivalry is crazy as go first or go second. So,
Right, it's breaking Snake Eye board, breaking Branded boards.
So if your opponent, if you open weak, right, and you get hand trapped to death, you set this, you win the game automatically against most decks.
Snake Eyes and the flippin' Branded.
This actually is crazy going first in like grind games with Nib, right? So I played this, I was going second, and I nibbed my opponent. He was playing Snake Eyes. So I was going second, I nibbed him, you know, I have the nib, he has the nib token, and I like beat every other card on his board and left the nib token. Right? So then I had my Fiend, I had my Nightmare Pain, my Phantom, my Nibiru, and my Rivalry.
There it is.
Draw phase, flip Rivalry. And then he's stuck into Rock. A really big rock that I send my nib off. Now he only has 1 attack target. So he either puts his token in defense and can't do anything, or he turns it to attack and ends the game a lot faster for me. So
Yep, that's a really good checkmate position to be in.
especially with Bestials too, right? So this card with Bestials, your opponent Bestials you. That's fine, whatever. You set this, now you're locked into Dragons.
That's playing exactly Dragon Link, right?
We'll put Dragon decks in the format. So we'll go side deck. Or not side deck, we'll go extra deck, apologies.
No worries.
So we're gonna go I have this in the wrong order. Alright, we'll go XYZs first. We'll go Caesar, Varudris.
Oh, okay, you're opting to play Virtus, okay.
I opt to play Varudris because there's a lot of board breakers in the format besides Dark Ruler. Evenly Matched is a really hard card for this deck to beat. And I feel like Varudris, if you end on that and like Caesar, you're putting them on like, you better have Evenly and you better have like stuff to push through.
Like an Imperm or a Chalice or a Book of Moon or a Book of Eclipse or something.
So, I know a lot of people cut him. I don't think you should. Especially when it comes to like Runic stun too. You can make Varudris, and if they don't have a Floodgate on board, like if they have Gozen, you're fine, but if like Rivalry, whatever, you can't beat that. Or Tikaboo.
Right.
But if you're like facing like any other card, like Synchro Zone, right? You can make this against Runic Stun. They activate a card, you detach, and you pop whatever floodgate they have. Because it negates and destroys another card in the field. It doesn't negate and destroy the card you negate.
Correct.
So it's really good at just taking care of stuff. I don't know why Konami made these cards here.
Necroquip, am I right, folks?
Necroquip is pretty crucial to the combo in this deck. This allows you this allows you to go just like any 2 monsters equals Fiendsmith combo. And also, people don't know about the draw effect, right? So you have opening of Spirit Gates, and a lot of like 1-for-1 and such that like allows you to, send monsters to the graveyard, like Fiendsmith Tract. Like when you send a monster to, for the effect of a card, you Necroquip draw 1, and that's really crucial. Game 2 and Game 3 to see your side deck.
Yep, drawn to the side pieces, drawn to Ash Blossom, drawn to a lot of cool things.
Area Leader, also really impactful. This is just Fiend Beatrice. But also, a lot of people don't know about the revival effect. So you do play 2 Phantom Yubel, and sometimes in the combo, if you really feel like if you're going first and you really feel like you have the board to win turn 1, and like you're not going to go to a back and forth, you actually can use 2 Phantom Yubel, banish 1, banish another of your either spirits or Yubels in the grave, summon this back out, make a Caesar. Before, like, you have this, and then you make Caesar, so even, like, Veil or Nib doesn't stop you now. And people don't see that coming when they just see this hit the board. Someone did try to Veil or Nib me yesterday, and I was like, okay, I made this, I made Caesar, and then they were like, Nib, and I was like, okay, cool, chain, negate. With Caesar, and they were like, all right, Veiler, and I was like, Phantom, and they lost.
And they lost. So one more negate up your sleeve. Yep.
So you're really, like I said earlier in the video, you're just trying to go interaction for interaction, 1-for-1s or 2-for-1s, out competing how many cards your opponent has in their opening hand.
Yes.
Last Fusion, Lacrima. I don't play the Desiree. I don't have space in the extra deck, and I also find that to make the Desiree to out the board breakers, your opponent has to not stop you at all on your turn. Or if they stop you once, right? People are kind of playing a mix of like hand trap board breakers, and Desiree's only good if your opponent's on like full board breaker.
So it has to be like a random Tenpai player from the European Nationals, am I right?
Yeah, Tenpai, actually I don't play Desiree because of Tenpai, right? So you have so many other interactions this deck to stop Tenpai.
Yeah, like Phantom.
If they like Raigeki you twice, doesn't matter. You're still dead. So you just set up interactions that stop board breakers like that. Also, burns in time. It sucks, but so the way the time rules are.
Yep.
So,
blame Konami.
So we'll go from link 1 to, and up. So Requiem. I don't really think that has to be explained. This is a quick effect. Kind of crazy. Everyone in the regional knew that it was a quick effect, right? But like, especially some people at locals, right? You always should tell them it's a quick effect, right? We want to be playing the best Yu-Gi-Oh out here possible. Veil or Imperm on this does nothing, right? You just chain.
Yep.
Summons a Fiendsmith. So the rest of the Fiendsmith engine. So we got Moon of the Close Haven sequence. I don't really think I've talked too much about this. Moon and sequence, it fuses. We got the Unchained stuff. We got Solar Rage and SP. Basically a better IP for you. The add back is really important, especially with the trap.
They aren't ready for you to add back Phantom of Yubel, am I right?
They are not ready for you to add back Phantom of Duel or Spirit, right? If you leave Spirit in the graveyard and you pop this with the trap, this gets you SP plus 1 banish plus a tag out, and then on their turn, like in the battle phase, killing you is harder because you usually have Nightmare Pain up anyways.
Yeah.
You Spirit a Yubel, summon another guy out. Now they can't break the rest of your interactions.
And so the last 2 Unchained links, like we can see right there,
are Yama and Anguish.
Anguish, interesting. Okay.
I'll put access code. I'll talk about these a little bit. Yama, obviously standard.
You have to play it to make rage.
You have to play it. Everyone knows what Yama does by now.
I hope so.
Anguish access. These were fine. I didn't really feel myself making Anguish too much. Access code did come up sometimes, but honestly, I am going to cut these for like 1 Appaloosa, 1 Muckracker.
Okay.
I really did miss the Muckracker yesterday. A lot of times when I got stopped and, you know, I was slightly behind because my opponent hand trapped me in a weird place, I was really looking for Muckraker to, like, keep me going with my Fiend plays, because everything in this deck is Fiend. And I just didn't have that at certain times. I don't think it cost me any games, but it definitely was, like, a thing that could have won me the game faster.
I see.
Really doesn't come up. Honestly, you make him, you're already winning the game. And there are so many other ways to win the game. It's fine. And your main way of killing people is just hitting them with Yubels.
Of course.
So we'll go into side deck.
Oh, I see a good one.
Oh yes, we got to play the Lost Art Spooky Dogwoods. I feel like this card is very self-explanatory, but there's a lot of theory around this card. You have to play the Lost Arts, of course. This card really has shaped the metagame like a card like Maxi going into time, especially in a deck like Yubel, when you have a Fiendsmith burn card in the format. In most decks that you're playing against, this game 3, this is your I'm going second and I'm trying to win in time. This is your I'm going first and I'm trying to win in time. Now, obviously, don't slow play.
Yeah, that's bad. We do not condone cheating.
Play the game fairly. I do not slow play. I play it, you know, at a very fast pace. I think my opponents had to ask me to stop talking so fast. Like you can see in this deck profile, I talk very fast. But that's essentially the theory behind this, right? You're going second. You need a way to win the game in time because your opponent has a way to win it in time. Right? They are going to burn you in time. You need to beat them at their own game.
Yep, and you'll be way ahead of life points if you drop the Spooky Dogwood on them.
This only won me 1 match yesterday. This did buy me a lot of time against Rescue Ace in round 6, and I lost game 2 and I drew that one because he got me down on life, but it did extend my life a lot. So very, very necessary to play. I would say even at locals.
Especially at locals. The players aren't as fast there.
Also, with the Fiendsmith combo, most combos take 6 to 7 to 8 minutes now, uninterrupted. Right? You throw a hand trap or 2 in there, it takes another minute or 2, right? Your opponent is going to take 8 to 10 minutes to play their combo, right? You need a way to win in time so they don't Lacrima burn you and then just spin the wheels for 8 minutes. This is a real threat, along with this. Phantasmic. Also a real threat to see this, right? None of my opponents did this yesterday, but it is a possibility that your opponent is playing Fiendsmith. You know, game 3, they have 7 minutes on the clock. They're going to dump Lacrima and spin their wheels. You want to give them a reason to not spin their wheels and maybe end the turn so you can win the game. So, and then we got kind of contradictory, but evenly matched. Best card in the side deck.
Alright, that's a weird take. Let's hear it. Why?
So, Phantasmic, you know, gets you into your board breakers, which we'll see more board breakers in the side deck later. A lot of people think this is a huge threat, especially against Appaloosa. This is 24. This is 3, can trade for a 3 negate Appaloosa when you do nothing. Just go into the battle phase. Right, you can trade this into a 3 negate Appaloosa or any of the Snake Eye cards that are in attack mode. You trade this, it dies, and you evenly match.
That's an insane combo. Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay.
Also, a lot of your opponents really panic when they see Phantasme because they know it's an interaction and a threat, and they just really worry about it taking out Appaloosa or just being a problem. And most of the time they don't have to get rid of it, but they do. They'll pop it, they'll SP banish it, and then you're like, cool, I'm gonna evenly match it.
That's the only dope combo, okay.
Evenly plus the take cards. The take cards, it was either Dark Ruler or the take cards against Snake Eyes. I feel like the take cards are just better.
They are, I agree. They don't play many Omni Negates, and that taking Appaloosa. Ooh.
I played this against Centurion. I mind conned one of his guys under Tikaboo, and yeah, I sent it away, and that was what made me make my link too, to try to out the Tikaboo. Got imperm, but whatever. Yeah.
And the final cards in your sideboard?
Final cards on the sideboard here are 2 Cosmics, 1 Anti-Spell. Runic Stun is real. I drew against Runic Stun in round 7.
Sad face.
Didn't see it against it, but I did see it against Plants round 4. and I bricked, set Cyclone, banished the Con. Against Yubel, it's even good siding and going first. You set Cyclone either the continuous, any of the continuous spells or the field spell.
Very strong. Anti-spell, we all know it.
We all know. It's Imperial Order. Yeah, so I went 5-0-2 yesterday.
Very good record.
My first round opponent didn't show up.
Okay.
Remote duels, whatever. Round 2 and 3 were Fiendsmith Snake Eyes. 2-1 each time there. And then 4 was Plants, 2-0. 5 was Rescue Ace.
Wow.
1-1 we drew. I got game 1, and then game 2 we grounded out in time. Then round 6 was Centurion. That was 2-0. Under Tikaboo, I won that game.
You're insane.
The combo to win under Tikaboo, if your opponent isn't playing the game, is you can Nightmare Pain, pop your own Yubels with Throne Up, and you have a Phantom in the grave. You just keep your board empty, right? So you have, you summon out your Yubel here. Yeah, any 10, either the regular one or this one. You Nightmare Pain, pop this, kill it. Don't use it to revive, and then you go, okay, Nightmare Throne, add back Phantom Yubel to the extra deck, fuse off, make Phantom Yubel.
Smart.
And then so we were trading back and forth for a while, right? So then the Phantom Yubel would just convert into this, and then this would do nothing, right? So I have enough guys in the grave to keep fusing away. Keep pushing away. And then if your Phantom Yubel is tributed off under Tikaboo, you do summon back the Yubel. Right? So then this pops this, Yubel hits the grave, don't summon, throw, spin back Phantom, put your guys back.
So strong.
Keep repeating the process. It's a resource. Alright.
Anything else you want to add before we end today's deck profile?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to my opponents yesterday. Everyone was really cool.
Even the Runic Stun player.
Even the Runic Stun player, congrats to him for winning the regional. I know a lot of people were scared about, slow play and, oh, my opponent's just going to spin their wheels and dogwood me in time. That did never happen to me. Both my opponents and I, we played really fast. We played really good games. So don't let time kind of discourage you from this format. I must say all my opponents were really, really good. And thanks to, again, don't slow play. Don't slow play.
Don't slow play,
I don't
guys.
encourage slow play. Please don't do that.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much, Mike, for giving us your amazing deck profile. Congratulations again for your win, and we'll see you next one. Subscribe to Team Beige. Catch you guys later.